Hello, everyone. Welcome to Promises Kept, our Bible study where we're taking a look at the promises of God found in our Bibles, 150 of them. And today we are on Promise Kept number 101. And we're going to be in the Psalms where we've seen lots of amazing promises of God, lots of encouragement, lots of promises in the Psalms. And today is actually a pretty familiar verse if you're a Christ follower. It's Psalm number 46, and the verses are 1 and 2, though I think I'm going to read 1, 2, and 3, and you'll see very quickly the promise in here. So let's read it. Verse 1 of Psalm 46 says, "God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though its mountains tremble at its swelling." So those are verses 1 through 3 of Psalm 46. And the promise, you can see, is the first verse. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Simple, but true. He's where we want to run when things are going haywire. He's where we want to put our trust in when the world is just crumbling all around us, which is what it's alluding to here. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth gives way, though the mountains be moved through the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling. I mean, it's obviously talking about big physical things happening on the earth. And there's the spiritual side to it, which is just basically saying that things are spiritually not going well. You know, when you're in trouble, when things feel out of control, that God is your very present refuge, place where you can run for when things are troublesome. He's who you want to run to. He's not just a refuge, which means a safe place, but he's strong. It's God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in the time of trouble. So it's God's strength that we're looking to lean on when things around us are feeling very shaky. Now, I just want to say it because obviously David is a prophet, and in the Psalms, a lot of times you'll see foreshadow of things as well. And this is one of those times because there is going to be a time where on the earth you have the earth giving way, the mountains being moved into the heart of the sea, the waters roaring and foaming, the mountains trembling at the swelling of the sea. That's all going to happen in the end of days. During the tribulation, these are just some of the things, probably the smaller of the things that are going to happen on the earth. So there will be a time when things get very, very, very rough, very shaky, physically shaky on the earth, where the sky is darkened and hail and the mountains moving into the sea and giant meteors coming down. I mean, it's going to be horrific. And so we see David looking towards the future in a way he probably didn't know. He was just talking about the spiritual kind of, things are shaky. He was just using beautiful language to describe when things around you are troublesome. But there is an actual time, an actual literal physical time when this is going to happen. And the promise is true for that time, that God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in the time of trouble. And that's important because this tribulation time that I'm talking about in the Bible, it's in Ezekiel, it's called the time of Jacob's trouble. And boy, is it trouble. The time of the tribulation on earth is meant for Israel. Another word for Jacob is Israel. And it's God's final attempt to try to get Israel to turn towards him, Jesus, as the Messiah. So things are going to be horrific on the earth at the hands of Satan, yes, the Antichrist, but also at the hands of God. It's God bringing his final attempt, all this wrath of God onto the earth, and he's trying to get Israel specifically to turn towards him, to turn towards him as their help in this time of trouble, as their strength in this time of trouble. It will be impossible to get through it. I mean, without God to put your hope in, that time of Jacob's trouble, the tribulation is going to be horrific. And so God is the refuge through that. It doesn't mean that they're going to make it through without dying, but hopefully the people of Israel, other people, anybody who turns to Jesus in that time, hopefully they turn to Jesus in that time, even though they will be martyred, they'll die in that time, they'll still get to go to heaven. And that's the refuge that this is talking about, the safe place where you'll be forever, eternally. So this is a encouraging spiritual verse for us now, where we can look at it and say, my world is shaky, everything around me is trembling and feel like it's crumbling. I'm going to turn towards God. He's my refuge, He's my strength, He's my help during this time. He's going to get me through during this spiritual attack on my life. He's where we turn presently, and then in the time of trouble, the time of Jacob's trouble, the tribulation time, where on the earth there is going to be nothing but chaos and horrific physical things happening. He's the one. He's the one to turn to, because without Him, you'll just die in your sin and go to hell. And so with Him, you will, if you don't make it through the tribulation, at least you'll know that you're going to your place of eternal refuge. He'll get you through, and He will be that very present help to guarantee you your place in heaven in that terrible, throughout, that terrible time. He'll be your only hope. So I really hope that you come to know Jesus before the time of Jacob's trouble, before you have to be in it and thinking, oh, I remember that video, I should turn to Jesus for my very present help. I hope that you turn to Jesus long before that time, because in my opinion, all those who believe in Jesus will not go through that time. If you believe in Jesus before the tribulation on earth starts, in my opinion, those people, the people who are already followers, will be raptured, will be taken off the earth, and will not have to go through the tribulation on the earth. That's my opinion. There's different opinions of it. I have good reasons why I believe it. And I think it's a good reason to believe in Jesus. In First Thessalonians, I think, it says we encourage each other with those words, that the rapture is going to happen. So be encouraged. You will not go through the time of Jacob's trouble, the time of tribulation on the earth. Be encouraged by that. So I'm encouraging you with those words, and I'm hoping you put your trust in the Lord Jesus today. He is a very present help in the time of trouble. He's the one that you can turn to, cry out to, and He'll be with you through whatever you're going through. It doesn't mean He's going to take it away, but He'll certainly help you get through it. All right? And I'll see you next time. Bye now.